it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. We're going to do a 3-in-1, 4-in-1, I don't even know how many in one teen mom update. There's lots of stories that I have to bring to you, and I wanted to combine it in one nice little package, okay? So welcome to my channel. If you're brand new, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down here, turn on the notifications so you know when I go live or a premiere, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends if you like this kind of content. Okay, so we've had a lot of stuff going on in the teen mom world. This is the kind of show that it's a gift that keeps on giving. So many of you that are new to my channel are like, I cannot believe this show is still on the air. Girl, you preaching it. 10 years. I'm almost 11. These girls all have kids that are literally almost teenagers. Yeah, that's right. Macy Bookhout actually just posted a photo on Instagram of Bentley getting ready to go to middle school. So does it officially become a show about teen moms when they have teen kids? These ladies haven't been teens for a very long time. Well, if the current climate in America is anything, it is one that is divisive. And change is being pushed and requested by fans as well as the wider community. We've seen some big steps being taken by networks to let go of problematic individuals that they've hired. Yet a lot of people have been a little bit irritated with the way in which networks are handling the situation. For the last 10 years, the girls on MTV, all of them are women now, by the way, have been almost in a way stunted by the fame in which they have achieved through Teen Mom. We have seen a variety of women make a lot of very questionable choices. There's been tons of rumors about girls getting involved in marriages for views. We've also heard from cast members, like at one point, Gary Shirley said that the more kids you have, the better your paycheck. Obviously, if you get pregnant, it gives you a storyline. We know that some of them have had multiple children. Kailyn Lowry is pregnant with number 4. And we know that things are not going well for Kailyn, Amber, and other cast members after MTV decided to let go Taylor Selfridge abruptly because of pressure being applied on Twitter and through social media about past statements she had made on Twitter. Obviously, people weren't happy because Taylor's statements she had made almost a decade ago had been a topic addressed in season 8, where Taylor and Cheyenne actually spoke about the comments she had made, and Taylor asserted that she had grown. Since then, MTV has made this decision that they are going to look and do a deeper dive into all of the social media of all of the cast members because whoa, is stuff coming out of the woodwork. In the last week, there has been statements made that are insensitive by Taylor McKinney, Macy's husband. There's been a 2017 Snapchat of Tyler Baltera. There have been tweets and comments on Instagram from Kailyn Lowry. Cheyenne Floyd is not also without criticism for tweets she made as well. Not only that, Gary Shirley was included in the bunch. The wider issue here as well is that MTV is not only letting people go for those comments, but people are irritated that they made the choice to hang on to Amber Portwood after her arrest last July. She was convicted, she pled guilty in October, and they still managed to put her through the entire season, which left a lot of people with a bad taste in their mouth. Fans are irritated that over the years, this story was supposed to be about the struggles of teen parenthood, and now it's become the struggles of rich, entitled young women who believe they're better than everyone else, as described by their behavior on social media and in their personal lives. Well, Amber Portwood was one that took some time away from social media after her arrest back in July of 2019. If you remember, she actually pled guilty to an incident that happened on July 4th, almost a year ago, with her ex-boyfriend Andrew and her son James. With all of that came the storyline on Teen Mom OG of poor Amber, Andrew the opportunist. This season did not focus at all on her doing anything to improve herself, but rather her relationship with a man from another country who has children in another country and who spent 3 months here when she had just met him on Instagram. They don't seem to want to promote actual growth in these girls, but would rather they continue to make bad choices because that gives good views. Except ratings for this season were in the toilet. Even the last episode, the season finale, garnered less than 650,000 views. Yikes. What are people doing on social media? Well, Miss Portwood returned with a photo of her lying down provocatively saying, "Good morning to absolutely every beautiful human being out there. I gained 10 pounds and I'm feeling a lot better. Working on myself harder than ever. Much improvement and progress, but more to come. Let's be healthy, my mental health community. We got this as long as we keep growing. Education is key. Last pick for a long time. However, I wanted to update you guys as much as I can. Please be safe." So let me get this straight. She hasn't been on Instagram since last November, and her first post back is, "Hey guys, I gained 10 pounds. How are you doing? Bye." Nothing about growth, nothing about herself. Just, I'm doing everything that I need to be doing. Okay, but you're still dating a man from Belgium and you still don't have custody of your 2 children. So I don't know if I actually believe that. That's my opinion. We obviously would like her to get her life together and hope that she can get her life together, but it might not be possible if she stays on MTV's Teen Mom OG. People on Twitter have been demanding that she be fired. Another person that they are looking to get fired is Kailyn Lowry. Last week, a bunch of tweets were revealed of things that she had said that were inappropriate, as well as a 2014 clip of her telling Joe that she didn't want her son to be dressed like a thug. Whew! MTV is doing a deep dive into social media, and people are clamoring to get Kailyn off the show. A petition I told you about last week that was started claims to have audio and video of her using really inappropriate language, along with claims that she has used words against her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, and current baby daddy, Chris Lopez. With so much pressure on Kailyn Lowry to be fired, it was only then that Brianna De Jesus came out and said that she actually believed that Kailyn was the person that everyone claimed, and that the network has favored Kailyn over all the other people, and especially her being a woman of color. She described the altercation that occurred between her and her family when it got physical, and MTV forcing her family to leave, not Kailyn, even though Kailyn was equally as involved in the situation. She claims that MTV has a history of favoring the white cast members over individuals of color, and she thinks that Kailyn needs to be let go, but will not because she makes MTV too much money. With all of that negative press, Kailyn's been trying to clean up her act on Instagram, and she has been sharing posts like this one that says, normalize changing your opinion when presented with new information. Another post she shared said, "Remember when we used to think people in their 30s were adults and they had their SHIT together?" As though she does not have that together and she's still learning. And then another one that she shared last night said, "If black people say it's racism, you shut up and learn it. If a Muslim person says it's Islamophobia, you shut up and learn it. And if a woman says it's harassment, you shut up and learn it. If queer people say it's homophobia, you shut up and learn it." So is Kailyn trying to tell the public indirectly that she's listening and she's going to change her opinions and she's trying to learn from her mistakes? Is this damage control for her? Do you think she's actually afraid of being fired? I honestly go back and forth on this because in one breath, I think what Brianna says is accurate, is that MTV would not let her go simply because she has made this network a lot of money, and because on that season, she's literally on that cast rather, she is the only one that brings any level of drama. It's interesting though, she recently had a podcast that she had announced with Becky Hayter, her longtime friend, and it appears as though the two of them have had a falling out because Becky is no longer following her on social media. And Becky has been very vocal on social media that she can't wait to see people who have demonstrated this kind of behavior be fired from their jobs. It made me wonder, is Becky maybe somehow involved in everything that's going on behind the scenes with this petition? And does Becky have audio or video of Kailyn making these statements? And is this why Kailyn is shaking in her boots? If it's a friend like Becky that has the information, you know it's going to be credible because Becky has been a very long time friend of Kailyn. It's not known what actually happened between the two of them, but neither one of them have publicly addressed one another in months. Kailyn seems to fall more onto the conservative end of the spectrum, and Becky seems to be more on the liberal end. Could their philosophical differences been one thing? Could it have been the way that Kailyn treated Becky? I really don't know. But it seems as though Becky has some things to say about it indirectly. So it's not known what's actually going to happen with Kailyn. Is she going to be fired? Is she not? What about Taylor? What about Tyler? What about Gary? My opinion is MTV has known for years who's on their show. They have known for years the type of people that they have, and they have co-signed to all of the behavior through not only filming it, but witnessing what's been going on social media. So doing a dive onto social media to check to see if there's things out there that could come up because people might bring it up on Twitter really does nothing to solve the problem. If MTV really wanted to make a change, what they would do is cancel the show and try to find content that doesn't exploit people at their very lowest. Obviously, all of these girls have gone through a lot, but the enabling of MTV with large paychecks has also stunted their growth. Many of them have not even gone on to complete college. They've continued to have children, and despite the large paychecks, have continued to learn nothing. If evidenced by anyone, it would be Amber. Amber has obviously a lot of things going on with herself, but a lot of access to resources in which she clearly hasn't been using. Okay, final one is on Janelle and David. We know that David was arrested over the weekend and was charged with doing some things to Janelle's friend. Well, according to TMZ, he actually told Janelle's friend that he was going to BLOW their effing brains out. Yikes. Now, previous reports said that he had been charged with a felony, but it appears as though he's been charged with 2 misdemeanors, which is likely why he was let go on an unsecured bond. Janelle has been on social media, not really saying a whole lot. She did the initial post where she said that she was going to be with her family and she was doing okay and her kids were safe and that she was done. David has only been posting memes on his social media, and Janelle recently posted some photos about being alone. So this relationship for now is done, but the biggest question is what actually happened? If he did those things, why is it only a misdemeanor? And is David literally the luckiest person in the world to consistently display very problematic behavior and only get slapped on the wrist with misdemeanor charges? A lot of you in messages and in comments felt like David is going to be a tragedy waiting to happen if something doesn't happen quickly, and everyone was urging that Janelle really stay out of this relationship. Now, Janelle, interestingly, was fired because of her husband's behavior, not her own. And if you think about it this way, Janelle has made a lot of very racially insensitive comments, including ones caught on Twitter of her talking to Kiefer. But she was fired for David's actions. In this world, you've got Miss Amber Portwood having no consequences for what happened to her, and Kailyn Lowry hanging on by a thread for her job. The question remains, will there actually be accountability? Could this season actually not happen? Would they not air it? MTV needs to have this almost come to Jesus moment. For a decade, they have exploited these girls at their lowest moments, enabled them by giving them big paychecks, and caused this tidal wave. And they know who's on their cast, and getting rid of them doesn't solve the problem. My opinion is the problem is MTV. The problem is Viacom. The problem are the producers that have co-signed this behavior, allowed it, and now, because of public scrutiny and the shifting tide in our society towards no longer tolerating this kind of behavior, now it's up to the network to take and evaluate what they're doing, what their choices are, and why they have done this for a decade. These girls would all be better off without this show. I have no doubt. They would be forced to actually deal with what's going on in their lives, forced to evaluate and deal with the consequences of their choices, and forced, like the rest of us, to deal with the mistakes that we've made. If there are no consequences for mistakes, there's no reason to change. Obviously, nothing has died down. People still want Kailyn fired. People still want Amber fired. And I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen with David and Janelle. But that's all I've got for now. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye.